Hey yo.
What's good? Nolda?
Oh, nice shirt. Hello.
Is that a Detroit reference?
Yep. Ford Mortars.
What's up, Joe?
What's good? We're looking at luxury real estate in Billionaires Row right now.
Indeed.
Good, that's good.
Yeah.
It's good. How you doing? You looking at luxury what now?
Luxury real estate in New York City, and why you gotta come closer, and why Billionaires Row, where all these like mega mansions are empty. Oh yeah, she's desperate. She loves being pet.
What's up,
So
man?
cute.
She's trying to lick you.
She's very violent. Be careful, she might lick you.
Yeah.
What's up, good, man? What's up, good? What's up?
We are gonna play Halo chat, but what we're looking at right now is fucking
Hey gamers, can you shut the fuck up? All right, we're having a good time right now.
yeah. Myth literally is like coming hot off the heels of Myth saying, "Oh man, I really do enjoy fucking learning."
I've been speaking some. I've seen some people speaking for me in chat. Myth just wants to game. How the fuck do you know?
It's just, I mean, yeah. Well, they also.
It's so weird.
I made the mistake of looking up you playing basically anything.
Oh yeah.
I looked at like one video and I was like, oh man, I can't play with this nigga, man.
Why?
I told Peggy after the stream was over.
He's
It's
like,
like
he's like unbelievable. He's like
Yeah.
one of the best. Like I don't know what's going on.
We
I don't know what I
always-
got myself into actually.
we always assume we always assume that like you know, because we all play video games, like it's not like when you play with someone who's like played at the pro level or can compete at the pro level, like that, you know, oh, how much better can he actually be? It's like it's literally like playing basketball with LeBron James.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Just stare into his eyes.
He
There's
just
humility
fucking
right
flicks, and you're just like, how did you do that? How
what
did
I
you
do.
flick like that?
You referenced me and Hasan when we were leaving the other day. It's like you were like, you know, I like watching people like you game. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, myth you people does.
Like we're peasants. He's
Yeah.
like, you know.
I tried hiding it actually.
He was trying to be as polite as possible too. He's like, come
Yeah.
on, you know, like
I
he
enjoy
was gonna
watching
say
people like Hasan play.
Yeah.
That's what I said
That's what he
initially.
said?
And then Hasan went like, "You mean you people?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean you. Yeah, bad people." Like, yeah. I enjoy it though. It's not like a painful thing for me.
But you
I'm not like an elitist.
you know the difference though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I could see it.
I mean, you're
I'm a
probably
great
gonna
teacher
still
as
be
well.
good. You're probably still gonna be really good. Let's be
Me?
real. Compared to me, yes.
How good
Yeah,
are
there's
you?
levels to
I've been
shit.
meaning, I
I'm
wanted
dog
to ask you
shit.
that last time.
I'm dog shit. I'm
Really?
terrible. Yeah.
Are you telling the truth?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is he telling
Yeah,
the truth?
you're telling the truth.
Okay. All right. You don't
Yeah.
play a lot.
No.
Okay.
This is what I do.
I feel a little bit more confident.
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry. You will look fucking incredible by comparison. You're
And
gonna
I
look
will
like
not
a
play
king.
first.
People are gonna be like, "Damn, Peggy's a god, bro." I'll play first to get everybody oriented at how bad I am, and then you know,
You want to get them comfortable with your lack of skill.
yeah, so that you will look like a god in comparison.
Oh, I was gonna ask like, what about the controller? Because
I have a PlayStation controller. I think I have an Xbox controller somewhere too, but I don't know where the fuck it is. I couldn't find it.
Yeah,
But you
I
can
just-
play
I
on the
just play my
PlayStation
Xbox.
controller, right?
Yeah, I can play on either. I mean, I've never played Halo on a PS5 controller, but
Yeah, I have a PS5 controller here you can play
You
on.
played on the computer or do you play it on the PS5?
I play it on Xbox.
No, I meant him like what's running
On the
game?
PC, you can play with a controller. You just plug it in.
Okay. Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
asking like technical logistics.
And you can switch mid-match between controller. I've tried it.
Yeah.
I'll try that. If you have an Xbox one, I'll try that one first.
Do we? It's in one of the boxes here. I don't know if we can find it. Ron,
Is it
can
in
you
the
find
Pornhub
it?
box?
It's definitely not in the Pornhub box. We can open the Pornhub box too.
By the way, I found out that my mom put all the Pornhub stuff in a pillow and was using it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it was like sitting out in the rain because she sits on it.
What Pornhub stuff?
There's like bags of Pornhub clothing.
Oh, she took all the Pornhub clothing and hid it? Dude, that is such
She
mom
stuffed it in a
behavior.
pillow so she can like.
Let's finish this off though. Back to billionaire
I always
row.
forget what the fuck
Yeah,
we're doing on
the
this
real
stream.
the real
It's
rosebud.
So good.
The real rosebud of
Fine, Gary,
New
just
York
watch the
City.
video.
Yeah.
Last fiscal year. That's $1.7 billion we could be putting into the development of new, genuinely affordable housing. But instead, it subsidizes mostly luxury housing. So everybody else picks up the slack in terms of the increased tax burden.
Listen, you can argue about capitalism all you want. It's the way of the earth, right?
Oh yeah,
This dude reminds me of American Psycho.
yeah. Obviously, the guy who fucking sells luxury real estate. He's like one of the.
I wake up in the morning and put on my lotion, then a concealer, then a vitamin C hydrating exfoliator. I have a rigid workout regimen, and that's why I look the way I do.
It's
My
kind
glistening
of
skin.
it's kind of sad though,
Just the way it
because he's actually like kind of a nice guy for being like a vulturous capitalist, but he is kind of a nice dude. I've seen like some of his videos where he like bought an entire block like in Brooklyn, not a block, but like an entire couple story brownstone, and he turned it into a house for himself and his family. And there's a part of it where he like talks about oh shit, lol in your face, thank you for the 25, get the subs. There's a part of that where he talks about how his friends are gonna come over at some point and like live in his rooms, and like he will suss out their vibes from which room they choose. And then there's like a brief pause where he's just like, but I don't have any friends to come over or something like that. And that's when, ever since I saw that, I was like, oh man, ever since I saw that, I was like,
were you trying to support my
theory?
my
Yes,
theory?
a little bit.
Smart people end up being incentivized to make money, and their lifestyle increases, and they spend tons of money.
He does have good
And
skin.
that money being spent is then
good.
taxed in a lot of different ways.
Smart
You're
motivation.
paying real estate taxes, you're paying income tax, you're paying dividend tax, you got capital gains tax, you got sales tax.
Yeah,
I think
totally.
I'm taxed.
Except every motherfucker pays all that shit and their real estate taxes. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, those people are
Like,
dumb, dude.
oh, rich people don't dodge taxes in this like tax dodging vehicle that I totally know is a tax dodging vehicle, and I literally market it as such behind closed doors when I'm talking to extremely wealthy people that already know better. They pay other taxes though. Okay, well, pay this one too, dickhead.
If I go outside and take a left, right? I take a lot of rights just so I don't get taxed. There's a lot of taxes here. And so, all of that tax income pays for a lot of the services that we want and have in the city.
His explanation of tax avoidance was so casual.
Even though a lot of its units
Like,
are
if I could
sitting
turn
empty,
left and pay
Billionaire's
taxes,
Row
like,
isn't
why wouldn't I
completely
just turn
dead.
right? A lot of
And it
taxes.
kind of reminds me of this term in Matthew's book called
Take a
zombie
right turn.
urbanism.
It's
Right way.
used to describe a place that has a lot of housing units that are sold but aren't lived in. It's not quite dead, but also not fully alive either.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're ignorant.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Now, zombie urbanism isn't unique to Midtown Manhattan. In Paris, second homes are on the rise, and in a handful of its districts, a quarter of the homes are sitting empty.
Oh,
Some of the
Jesus.
most expensive neighbourhoods over in London are eerily quiet at night, as many of the properties are second residences. In Melbourne, experts warned an entire district in a prime location could become a suburb of ghost towers due to unused property. And over in Toronto and Vancouver, tens of thousands of apartments sit vacant most of the year.
I would say these buildings radically matter to everybody. So the kind of system that produces those towers in Billionaire's Row is the very same system that produces slums, homelessness, and affordability crises.
Wait, what the fuck's going on? I feel like my chat is like 30 seconds late. There's like a giant delay in the chat.
Hey, chat.
Type 1.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, that's not that bad, but I mean, people were like talking about Toronto and shit while we were like already moving on to Melbourne, so I thought like,
Yeah, I feel you. I see what
So,
you were saying.
where does New York go from here? The city's in an affordable housing crisis, and it's not like these luxury empty apartments are going to be used to house people who really need a place to live.
I think you'll see more people buying apartments for 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 million dollars in 10 years than you'll ever see before, which obviously means that there's going to be a very, very, very noticeable wealth gap in the world as the wealthier.
yeah, now as opposed to or in the future, as opposed to what, like right now, dude, there is a noticeable wealth gap
get
right now.
wealthy and the poor get poor. And so who always gets screwed in all of these kind of global financial shifts are the middle class, and that's the people who really do the work. They get taxed.
This is also a bit of a self-report because, like, the poor are already relegated to being fucked over, right? So he's just like the middle class. Those are the guys who really get fucked over. He's like, what about the poor? They're fucked over right now, motherfucker. What do you mean? He's like, yeah, but those are destined to,
they're poor.
It's like social Darwinism. They're destined to get fucked over. I mean, they're getting fucked over. Who cares?
The most because they pay strictly off of income. And where do you go, right? Where do you go?
Are susceptible to increases in rent that are practically, for all intents and purposes, an eviction. And I think it's very important that we take a moment to underline that evictions are violence.
Straight up.
The people here are protesting the 421A abatement, and they're angry.
As a DSA member, Zohran Mamdani. Nice.
Across New York, there have been calls to rethink the city's zoning policies and how condos are taxed. Paris, Vancouver and Singapore, and soon to be Toronto, all have some form of tax on vacant apartments.
Demonstrators here in Berlin have had enough. Some of their demands include a nationwide rent freeze and the construction of new social and affordable housing.
In Berlin and Barcelona, the government threatened to seize empty buildings and turn them into affordable housing. In 2019, New York state lawmakers proposed an annual recurring tax on second homes valued at more than $5 million, but it was derailed under intense lobbying from real estate groups. Instead,
Oh, that's crazy. Those very same real estate groups also not only just lobby the politicians, but like every single person that even wants to become mayor of New York, which, as I described, is basically just a placeholder position for a person who can manage the interests of the real estate developers on Wall Street and the NYPD, Sergeant Benevolence Association, also gets a fuckload of funds from those very same developers and their lobbyists.
Lawmakers embraced a one-time fee on the sale of multi-million-dollar homes. None of the developers on Billionaires Row would respond to our repeated requests for comments on the issues raised in this video.
I hope that in 10 years' time, we look back at Billionaires Row as a phenomenal mistake and a dozen missed opportunities. And the most important thing that I hope comes out of Billionaires Row is that the city changes the way that it taxes property, changes the way that it does incentive zoning to actually get the most and a fair distribution of payments.
Yeah, no.
Billionaires Row shows us once again what the architecture and construction sectors are capable of. It reminds us of their ability to continually evolve and respond to the shifting demands of our economies and societies. Today, these towers stand alongside icons of the skyline and present a kind of history of engineering progress. The rise of 157 set off a super tall boom across New York City that's still not over.
Wait, did you grow up in Brooklyn?
Yeah, I grew up in Flatbush.
Oh, shit. How do you feel about the current state of Brooklyn then?
I mean, I made a song about it years ago, but to be honest, I haven't lived there in a long time. But the last time I was there, it was a lot of gentrification, a lot of like the places I used to go, like mom and pop stores that I knew from back in the day, had like disappeared and turned into whatever, you know.
Whole Foods, Starbucks.
Yeah. So I saw it like in real time, like at a different time period though. But I have not. I don't think I can speak on the state of it as of right
artisanal
now.
quinoa places.
Yeah, basically shit like that.
Yeah, or whatever that fucking salad thing is in New York that I mean, actually, I've eaten there before. It's not bad, but what is it? Chopped or something? There's like a There's like a quick salad bar.
Artisanal quinoa.
It's not sweet green. It's like something different. I think it's like literally called salad
I just
chop.
learned what quinoa was like 3 months ago, dude. I'm just so uncultured in certain aspects. It's really funny.
Quinoa's just like diet food.
I don't like it. I think quinoa is mid.
Yeah?
It's just fucking. It's just.
I'm not a fan.
It just kind of doesn't taste like anything.
Yeah, just something to like fill you up, kind of, barely. Something to put in the mix.
It's like decorative, almost.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going. Where am I going?
Towers, the skinny pencil towers on Billionaires Row, are the most dramatic manifestation of this new world we live in, they are architecture as spatio-financial form, not as shelter or cultural manifestation.
So I don't have a problem with tall buildings. I love tall buildings. I don't have a problem with new construction. We need more new construction of various kinds. But for that to be the future of our city suggests to me that we've given up on the ideals of the city in the first place.
But as long as human civilization has been around, it's all about what you have and how much you have. And that is what helps civilizations rise, and it's what causes them to fall.
There's a saying that we shape our buildings, and then afterwards those buildings, they shape us. And for me, that's incredibly true of New York City. The city is...
Oh my God, my mom would love this video. Did you hear what he just said?
Yeah.
Yeah. She says that all the time. She says like city planning is incredibly important for like the class dynamic in a city and all that stuff all the time.
It's been shaped
like the city planning shapes the way the
they
city
each
works.
rose as a product of the events in the city at that time, and now they shape the city's future. We had it with the Empire State and the Chrysler Building rising at the very end of the boom years. We had it again with the original World Trade Center rising in the 1970s and standing through the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. We had it with the rebuilding of the World Trade Center in the wake of 9/11 as the city tried to work out what it wanted to replace those iconic buildings.
Bro, the new 9/11, the new 9/11, what am I saying? The new World Trade Center is so fucking, it's just so whack. I'm sorry, I just...
And now I've got it with billionaires,
I don't
right?
like it.
Those super slender
I've, like,
skyscrapers
never
have
seen
risen
it.
as a
Can you
product
Google it?
of
I don't even know what it looks
demand.
like.
One World Trade?
I looked at it. I looked at it one day just because I wanted to know what it looked like too, but I've never seen it in real life.
I guess the station underneath. Okay, really though, what about Halo, dude? Should we do Halo? Is it Halo time?
Can you finish this video, please?
Oh, I forgot to finish it.
Oh wow, there's still a little bit left in the
The
tank.
desire for billionaires to get a view of Central Park. And
This was the video we were watching originally. My ADHD is so
whether
powerful.
you like it or not, whether they're occupied or not, whether they're casting a shadow or not, they are now part of the city's story. They are part of the fabric of New York.
This is
Until
not my
that
longest
next
pause.
chapter comes along.
The fabric of New York.
One thing's for sure, I want to be here to cover it because I've fallen in love with this place. As always, guys, if you enjoyed this video and you want to get more from the...
Okay, there it is. That's not my longest pause, okay? Let's be real. I've fucking paused for like 3-4 days in the past. Wait, what the